Alright, hey guys, I brought to you a video today, guys. Now this is very different from what I usually do, but I wanted to try something different. As y'all saw in my previous video, I said to you guys that I wanted to do something different. I wanted to change on my YouTube channel. Now I still want to do vlogs and like story times and all that, but what I found interesting and that I like to do is like tell stories or tell things that are happening, like the news and like that. So that's what we're doing in today's video, guys. We are getting into true crime today. Probably wondering what is the topic of today's. Well, I already said the topic, but what is the topic about? So I'm reading you guys a story about a woman named Jolisa Thriller. I don't know if I'm saying her name right. Please excuse me if I'm not. Now, I came across this story when I was scrolling on TikTok, and it was like this lady in the courtroom, like basically saying, F you, I'm innocent, I didn't do this. And they were saying that she like killed her son. So I decided to do a little research on her. Now, this is my first time doing this, guys. I never done this before. Now for like crime stuff or stuff that I have to do a story or a topic on, that's gonna take me time to do research. So I did some research for this, guys. I wrote down notes. So if you see me like looking up from time to time, excuse me. Delisa Thaler, the woman that was sentenced to prison for life for killing her 6-year-old son. Now you're probably wondering, why did she do this or how it started? I don't exactly have how it started. I couldn't really find information about that, but I have some reasons. So this story was in Minnesota. I forgot what part of Minnesota. I'll mention it later in the video what part of Minnesota it was. There's gonna be some people that I mentioned in the story. We have Nikita Kronberg, which was Eli's foster mother. She was taking care of Eli before, cause with Julissa, her son actually originally got taken from him. She didn't always have her son. She had some drug issues going on and she wasn't mentally stable. I got from there. So, and she was always going through a custody battle. Not custody. I don't know the word for it, but she was going through custody trial with the dad, and I'm guessing that in the meanwhile, while this custody thing was going on, he needed to have someone to take care of him, because I'm pretty sure his mom definitely couldn't take care of him and his dad. I don't know what was going on with his dad. I forgot his dad's name. I just know Mr. Hart could not take care of him at the time, so he had a foster mother named Nikita. So she was his foster mom. On May 20th, 2022, Eli's body was found in the trunk of Jolissa's car after she was pulled over for a traffic violation. Now, the reason she was pulled over for this traffic violation...
There is no tire there. All right. There's what?
There's blood all over the car.
Violation. I have a broken windshield and I'm missing a tire because some kids were shooting at my car. I had some.
What looks like blood in there? And
It's not blood. It's deer meat. I had a big bag. There's a farm around here that does deer meat and hamburgers. So
Shotgun shells all over the side.
yeah. Holy. We got a body. All right, let's cover it.
There was reports about her driving through a gate of a park. There was reports of her just like driving crazy. People told the police the Minnesota park. I'm unsure the name. I just know it was the Minnesota like National Park or whatever. They said she was like driving crazy, so they were basically track her down because she was just driving crazy. So they pulled her over. One thing led to another. They told her to step out the car. She stepped out the car. You know how I never got pulled over personally. Well, technically I've been pulled over in a car, but I'm not driving a car because I can't drive a car. But if any of you guys been pulled over, you know that if you don't do what they say, da 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 this, da 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 that, they're gonna ask you to step out the vehicle and they're gonna check your vehicle. Like, is there anything we didn't know about in this vehicle? No, I guess that's what she said. And they opened up that truck and they saw that poor 6-year-old's body. Now, Julissa was also involved with a custody altercation with Eli's father, Torrey Hart. After Julissa being in court, Mr. Hart sued Dakota's social services because they bought Eli back to Julissa despite her alleged drug use and mental abuse. They brought that poor boy back to a woman who was allegedly using drugs and mentally abusing him. Do you know how crazy that is? That's why I don't like America's social service and child protective services, because they never do anything right. They never do. There was once a story of this Hispanic boy. I don't know if you guys heard of it, but they heard he was getting abused. He came to school with bruises on his body, not looking well, looking tired, right? So they called child services to his house. This boy had bruises on his body. The mom was not looking too good, right? They let that boy stay in the house. Even though he was getting locked in the cabinet, they let that boy stay in the house. And guess what? Oh, guess what happened to that poor boy? He was killed because Child Protective Service didn't do nothing about him getting abused. I can't. Alright, now to her driving reckless and the story about that. This might be a short video, guys, because I only got a little bit of evidence, and I can conclude a story in a short period of time. Witnesses gave evidence that Julissa drove through a gate into the Minnetonka. That's the place in Minnesota, Minnetonka. Maybe I got it wrong. Regional Park around the time of the shooting. Yes, guys, she shot her son. I didn't tell you guys how the son died or how she killed him, but she did shoot her son in a brutal manner. Now, Julissa was, charged for brutally shooting her son in her car. Detectives found various crime scenes where evidence was tossed from Julissa's car. So while that's another reason why she got pulled over, for traffic violations, that was a violation of the law, because she was obviously loitering. She was littering, right? So she was just driving around reckless, throwing stuff out her car. There's one thing that she threw out her car that was an important piece of evidence in this case was Eli's car seats. Okay, now in the court, when they viewed a picture of this boy's car seat, disturbingly, unsettlingly, there was a bullet hole where Eli's head was. So just the car seat, and there was just one bullet hole of. There was one bullet hole where his head was. So that ultimately the cause of his death. He was shot in the head. I feel so bad for this boy. Jesus Christ. Now, this is the juicy part of the story. This is the part of the story that I saw, and I was like, what the freak going on here? What the freak is happening? This is part of the story where I was like, what is she doing? Now, during court, she speaked out about how she felt. Now, I'm going to show you guys this video. It lets you know how I feel, because to me, this is just I just can't believe how many just idiotic people or degenerate people is out there, or just mentally unstable people out there.
If you'd like, you don't have any obligation to speak, but if you'd like to choose to speak, now's the time to do it.
Yes, I would like to say something.
Go ahead.
I'm innocent. You all, you're garbage. That's all, Your Honor.
Miss Skye, don't.
So, I'm gonna have to censor part of it. She was basically just saying, like, F y'all, like, I'm innocent. I didn't do that. Girl, how are you innocent when there are literal people saying that they saw what you did? There is workers saying that they saw what you did. There is videos, there is pictures, there is more than enough evidence to say that you killed that poor boy. Like, I just don't get it, how people can be so stupid. Now, according to the Care 11 News, Eli's stepmother said, to this day, I blame myself for not saving Eli when I was fostering him. I should have documented things better, taken pictures or videos of Eli and any encounters I had with this monster. Monster referring to Eli's birth mother. Yeah, anyway, this is just a really sad story. And just showing you, and also this story is just showing you how the American child services system, like, fails a lot of children in America. This is, like, one of those deeper stories of what can happen if you don't save a child in the meanwhile. Now, I'm saying, like, I'm not even, like, a lot of the time in court, when people are having custody battles, a lot of the time the court likes to agree with the mother, no matter what. She could abuse that boy or girl. She could be doing all types of things to that child. But a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, the court will take the mother's side over the father's side. It's just sad when I see how the American justice system fails a lot of kids. It really upsets me.
And go visit Eli, give him one last hug and kiss. One last time of seeing that big toothless smile. One last time of hearing his giggles. One last time of saying goodnight, pumpkin.